What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the Nerd Council YouTube channel. My name, as always, is Timmy, and this is a spoiler-free review for Black Widow. I've just come back from the cinema from watching this film, and I'm actually surprised by how much I actually enjoyed this MCU film. Like a lot of people, I think I had a lot of reservations about a solo Black Widow movie, whether or not we needed it or not. But having said that, I think the film is definitely worth watching, and let me explain why. So, this film has a very straightforward storyline. Black Widow is going to destroy the Red Room. If you know your comic book knowledge, you know anything about Black Widow and what she went through with the Red Room, you understand how significant and how important it is for her to end the treatment that went on and that's still ongoing within the Red Room itself. I won't say too much in regards to the storyline because I feel like I don't want to give away too much. I don't want to say anything that might give away something really significant, but I will say this, we as MCU fans, for the majority of us anyway, have given Black Widow a really hard time. We don't show her a lot of love in terms of character growth or how, you know, she is in fights or how she is in the movies, just because compared to the heavy hitters within the MCU, she's not really on the same level. But this film has actually shown me that, you know what? In certain situations, Black Widow, you know, she's that girl. She can do the bits. She can do the things. Like, there's some really, really good action sequences in this film. Taskmaster is... I can't lie. There are moments when you're watching Taskmaster and you're like, that's Cap. That's T'Challa. That's Bucky. And it's done in such a way that it feels like this person has definitely, like, copied or mimicked or mastered the skill set of our heroes. And the sequences where Black Widow is fighting Taskmaster are really, really good. Like scarily good. Like, I'm actually shocked by how good some of the action sequences are in this film. Like, I wasn't really expecting a lot from this film, don't get me wrong. I really was part of the camp of, like, you know, Black Widow ain't all that. Black Widow doesn't deserve a solo film. But after seeing the film, I'm just like, we should have got this sooner. The film gave me a lot of almost like Bourne Identity vibes, which sounds really weird. Like Bourne, like if you know the Bourne series, there were certain moments in the film where I'm like, oh, that's kind of like, oh, okay, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting this. There were also some very smart but funny moments. Everyone has this thing about like the MCU being too funny. MCU being too funny. Or should it be a comedy? Blah blah blah. But there are some moments in the film where you're going to laugh. But you're going to laugh just because the moment itself is intelligent. And there are some moments where the like Black Widow kind of mocks herself. You'll see what I mean. I don't want to give away too much. But having said that, again, this film should have come out ages ago. This film should have allowed Black Widow to shine the way she shone in this film ages ago. I think our perception of Black Widow would be significantly different had this film come out way when. But all that aside, I can honestly say this is one of the more top tier solo MCU films. I know, don't attack me, don't like, relax, but I say that wholeheartedly that when you compare it to the vast array of solo MCU films we've had, you know, the Iron Man's, Captain America, you know, Black Panther, Thor, even GOTG, like I would say like Black Widow can definitely hold a candle to these other films. Like, it's not a crappy film in any way, manner, shape or form. I don't think it's a film people will go and see, come out and think, oh, well, I either dislike Black Widow more or, you know, the film itself wasn't good at all. I generally do think a lot of the hate towards Black Widow is somewhat fueled by misogyny. Take that as you will. If you are part of that camp, that's on you. If you're not, you know you're not. But definitely, you can definitely say that a lot of the hate towards Black Widow is fueled by a dislike for female characters. But after this film, I'm hoping perceptions will change about Black Widow and about what she can do, well, or what she could do. Because obviously she's now dead, come Endgame. But, again, go and see this film. I generally think if you're an MCU fan, you have to go and see this film. Also, what I will say is, if you haven't seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier, before you see this film, make sure you go and do that. Because the post-credit scene is an interesting one. And you won't quite get it unless you've seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So make that your homework before you see this film. Overall, I would give the film a very, very, very strong 7.5 out of 10. Could have been more, but I feel like because I had a lack of connection to Black Widow as a character, I couldn't really give it more than that. But again, it was still a good film. I could definitely rewatch that film and still enjoy it. Maybe I'm talking off the hype of watching it in IMAX, maybe because, you know, the cinematic experience was great. But then again, films were meant to be seen in the cinema. We weren't meant to watch certain films on our phones in bed. Go and see this film if you haven't. But that is it, a very short and sweet, kind of spoiler-free review for Black Widow. I hope this is enough to get some of you to go and watch the film. If it is, great. If it's not, well, I've done my job. But if you have seen Black Widow, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you thought of the film. Let me know if the film has come out too late. Should it have been tongue-tied. Should it have been brought out earlier? That's what I want to say. Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. More videos to come as always. I'm trying to get back into the routine. I say this a lot, but I'm trying to get back into the swing of things with YouTube. But again, thank you for watching this video, guys. Until next time, peace out.